We're here with Mrs. McCarthy, and since it's Super Bowl week, we have a relative of Patriot here. Ms. McCarthy is the aunt of Danny Amendola, Patriots wide receiver. Can you just talk about like the family lineage and everything?
My husband is Danny's mom's sister. Danny's parents both grew up in Scituate. And when they were in their early 20s, they decided they wanted to travel across country, and they knew they were going to settle on their way back through the country. They were going to settle down in Texas because Danny's dad wanted to become a high school football coach. He achieved that goal, and they settled in the Woodlands, which is just north of Houston, and that's where Danny and his brother grew up. And his brother, fun fact, his brother played football on a scholarship at Baylor, and then Danny played on a scholarship at Texas Tech.
Did you guys know that he was going to end up being a D1 football player and eventually and talk about the draft? And
no, that was so funny you would ask that.
You know, right away, Danny always had the unique ability to see something and then go.
And my husband swore he was going to be a professional baseball player. He was so good. He was hitting home run balls like 10, 11 years old that like high school kids wouldn't be hitting. So we would go to those games and we're like, we're going to see him in the Major League Baseball someday. This is incredible.
Kind of duplicated, whether it was, basketball. He would watch basketball films and go to play basketball, football, baseball, even hockey. I mean, his first time he put on skates, he skated better than I ever did, and I played hockey as long as I could. So it's pretty much right away, 5 or 6 years old. Yeah.
There were 7 football teams in their high school. I believe this is what he told me. I think there were 3 freshmen, 3 sophomore, 1 JV, and 1 varsity. We visited them down at Texas Tech and watched a game down there, and that's where I think our true excitement started to build for like, this is going to be something. And then he signed with Dallas, but he didn't get drafted. Yep. So the night the draft ended, so 6 rounds went through, he signed with Dallas right afterwards. And actually, in his words, that was better for him financially, that he didn't go in the 6th round because he could make more money going as a free agent after the draft. So he went with them for training camp. He was cut. It was on a TV show, Hard Knocks. Yeah. It was on there. That was just heartbreaking.
The long and short of it is this. Danny Amendola is short, which makes him a long shot.
Don't run over your feet, Daniel. Put your inside foot back.
All right. You said 01. You said 01. That was 11. Power?
No, I said if he goes 01.
I don't know if he's big or fast or quick enough for these big boys.
September 23rd or 4th of that year, he got picked up by St. Louis. He went there on a Thursday, so they signed him on a Thursday, and he started that game that Sunday. So he learned their offense pretty quick and was able to adapt and played in St. Louis until he signed here.
In the modern area, it all started with Wes. I mean, when Wes did it, Tech opened up a skill set for other people to duplicate. Wes graduated his senior year, and then Danny came in his junior year. Mike Leach kind of recruited him to fill that need on the, in the playbook, so to speak. So,
do you want to know where he likes to work out when he comes to Scituate?
Yeah, I do.
The fitness center down the hall. So he's been using that fitness center since high school. Do you know he's not once ever mentioned this how tall he is? Never. I don't think those guys see it. I think they see their position more than they see their physical size and ability. He's never once brought anything up about that. But he has a different mindset in life too. Like, he's like a go-getter. Like, when you see him cutting across the middle and he's not afraid to get hit, like, he has nothing about his size, and he's not thinking about that. Yeah. Punt returns get me every time. At the game the other day, there was one of his trainers in the off season was sitting next to me, and I just kept saying, "I'm sorry, I keep hitting you every time there's a punt return. I'm sorry," but like, it's a natural thing to, like, you get nervous because you're looking up, he's looking up, and everyone on the field's coming towards him.
I don't know where he got it from. It makes me nervous because he's always had it. Yeah, he's always been like that. He's always been. I mean, I hate to say use the word daredevil, but he went off to college and came back and he had a picture of himself jumping off a bridge, flying through the air. There was no bridge, and there was no water. It was just into the air. It made me nervous.
They are the most structured team ever, and Danny will say it. I don't think there's anybody in that organization that wouldn't say it. The way that they treat their players right from the get-go, their off-season training, their training camp sessions, everything from their diet to their off-season workouts to everything is so structured, but it's also very supported. So the organization supports them enormously, and he has so much praise for everybody in that organization. Bill Belichick, Kraft, Tom Brady, everybody, that it's it's one of a kind. So when you keep saying like they're going to the Super Bowl, like they deserve it because they are structured and set. We have met Olivia.
Do we like her?
We do. Of course we like her because anybody Danny loves, we love.
So when Danny does come to Scituate, what are some of his favorite places to go? Does he have any favorite stores, any restaurants, any beaches he likes to go to?
Easiest question in the world. He will not leave town without going to Maria's Sub Shop.
You know the answer to that question.
Maria's?
Maria's Subs. Absolutely.
I know he likes the roast beef and he likes the Italian cold cut, but chicken salad is never out of the question. He has told he would go there 4 times a week if he could. From the time I met that kid, wiffle ball, wiffle ball, wiffle ball, we would play it nonstop to the point where in the summers, the games would be like 3-4 hours long. We would have to go over to the store, you know, like Flynn's or whatever it is now, and get other wiffle balls because they would crack. And if it was a home run, if it went over the tree of the neighbors, so it had to go across Foam Road and over the tree to be a home run. And my husband and Danny were the only 2 to ever get the home runs. Because even when he comes over now, he is like nonstop. He's like, can we go out and play ball? Can we go play ball? And like, people will text me, they're like, swear I just drove by and Danny's playing catch with you guys in the front yard. I'm like, yep. He just likes to move around and like be active.
He kind of overtrained for the combine. He's always worked real hard. He's always been dedicated to what he's doing. So, I mean, the whole dedication and being selfless and a team player, he was always that, so it was a good fit. And him playing with the chip on his shoulder was a good fit. And obviously being with Coach Belichick and Tom and Julian and all those guys, you know, they had a use for his skill set, and he had the right demeanor when he went in the door to you know, to have a chance to be successful.
They would notice his car before they noticed him.
What kind of car does he drive?
It's just a nice Audi, but it's different from cars like. I haven't seen another one in Scituate, and anytime he's at our house, and people will text me, is that Danny at your house because of the car?
Do you think Danny is the grittiest player on the Patriots?
Oh, they're all pretty gritty. Yeah, they're all pretty gnarly.
Yeah, they are.